Of course you miss it. It's been there for every celebration, every heartbreak, every long day. It made you feel free until it owned you. You don't just miss alcohol, you miss the escape, the illusion of confidence, the fake sense of control. But you weren't addicted to the drink. You were addicted to the version of you it let you pretend to be. And here's the truth. Sometimes alcohol did help. It numbed the pain when nothing else could. It gave you energy when you were barely holding it together. It helped you sleep when the noise in your head was unbearable. There was a time it may have even felt like it saved your life. So when it turns on you, when your savior becomes your captor, when the thing that once brought you relief becomes your pain, it's confusing, it's heartbreaking. It's like the ultimate gaslighting. In this episode, we're unpacking why that grief hits so hard, how alcohol acts like a toxic partner or a cult leader, and what to do when you feel lost without it. Once you see it for what it really is, you'll never want it back. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Addiction Unlimited podcast, where you get to learn everything you want to know about addiction and recovery. I'm your host, Angela Pugh, co-founder of Kansas City Recovery, life coach, and recovering alcoholic. To learn more about me, you can listen to episode 0 on your podcast app or find us on the web at addictionunlimited.com. Hello, my friend. Welcome back to another episode of the Addiction Unlimited podcast. I'm your coach, Angela Pugh, and this is the place where we talk about life, recovery, and how to rebuild yourself into the strongest version you've ever been. And today we're going all the way there because I know a lot of you are wondering why this feels so heavy, why you miss alcohol even though it hurt you, why it feels like you're grieving something that was supposed to be just a drink. This is one of the most disorienting parts of sobriety, feeling like you lost something you depended on, even if you know it was toxic. You're not crazy for feeling this way. Missing alcohol, even when you know it was wrecking your life, is one of the most confusing parts of getting sober. It's the part nobody really prepares you for. For me, drinking didn't start as a problem. It started as fun. Going out with friends, going dancing. Maybe we had a couple of drinks along the way. The whole point was we were out living life and alcohol just happened to be there. But over time, something shifted. Suddenly, we weren't picking the places with the best music or best atmosphere. We were picking the ones with the best drink specials. And then from there, it progressed to I wouldn't go anywhere if it didn't involve drinking. Alcohol slowly moved from the background to the center of everything. It became the main character of my life, and I didn't even realize it. And when you start organizing your life around alcohol, when every barbecue, amusement park, or event starts with, where's the bar? Or did I pack enough? You think you're just being prepared. You don't see that what used to feel like fun is now starting to run you. It's sneaky. It doesn't take your life all at once. It takes it piece by piece. Your sleep, your peace of mind, your confidence, your routines, your energy. And all along the way, it whispers, this is totally normal. Until one day you wake up and realize the thing that used to help you is now the thing hurting you. That's the betrayal. That's the confusion. That's why it feels like grief, because it is. You're grieving the version of alcohol that felt like a friend while facing the reality that it was never really there to save you. In this episode, I want to help you name that grief, understand the emotional ambush of quitting, and see clearly why you miss it and why you're not crazy for missing it. We're going to talk about the toxic ex, the cult leader, the raging bear inside your brain, all of it. Because when you can finally see alcohol for what it really was, not just the relief, but the trap, that's when you get your power back. And that grief, it becomes the beginning of something honest and real and free. And before we dive in, I created something really special for this episode. It's called the Goodbye Alcohol Healing Journal, and it's the perfect companion to everything we're talking about today. If you're feeling the grief, the confusion, or like you're just lost without alcohol, this journal will help you put words to those feelings and start making sense of it all. You get powerful prompts to help you understand why you miss it, what it gave you, and how to let go of the illusion it created. And you can download it for free at addictionunlimited.com/goodbye alcohol. And if you need to, listen to this episode a second time after you download it and keep it close while you listen, because it's going to hit home in a big way. So let's start at the beginning, because just like any toxic relationship, it doesn't start toxic. It starts with fun and laughter and good times. That's what makes this so confusing, because at first, alcohol really did give you something. I remember when it was all light and easy, dancing with friends, going out to play pool, being social. We might have a drink or two, maybe not even have a drink every time. Alcohol was part of the fun, but it wasn't the point. And that's the hook. That's the grooming phase. Just like a narcissist or a manipulative partner, alcohol starts by making you feel amazing. It says, let's take the edge off. Let's have a little fun. You've earned this. And you think you're in control. But what's really happening is that alcohol is learning your patterns. It's finding the cracks in your armor, and it's slipping into your life so quietly that you don't even notice it's becoming a requirement. Then one day the dynamic shifts, and you don't realize it's happened until you're already reorganizing your life around drinking. You start choosing restaurants with the best drink specials, saying no to plans that don't involve booze, scanning every event for the bar as soon as you walk in. You think you're being social, but what you're actually doing is centering alcohol as the main character of your life. That's not a fun night out anymore. That's grooming. That's a setup before the trap. When alcohol gives you relief or energy or sleep, it's not doing that for free. It's conditioning you. It's building a dependency so that when the time comes, you need it, not just to feel good, but to feel normal. That's not just addiction, that's manipulation. And listen, it's okay if that realization stings, because recognizing it means you're waking up from the illusion, and that's powerful. And here's the part that makes it really sneaky. Alcohol doesn't just manipulate your choices, it rewires your brain. Every time you drink and feel relief or relaxation or reward, your brain stores that experience as a survival tool. It releases dopamine, your feel-good chemical, and your brain goes, oh, wow, that felt good. That helped. Let's do that again. And just like that, a neural pathway starts to form. The more you reinforce it, the stronger it gets, right? So drink, relief, repeat. Drink, feel confident, repeat. Drink, get sleep, repeat. But what's actually happening is alcohol is hijacking your reward system. It's taking something that used to be reserved for real life-affirming things like connection, achievement, and joy, and it's replacing them with a shortcut that gives you the high, but not the healing. And the worst part, your brain doesn't know the difference. It thinks you've found something essential. So now it starts craving alcohol, not because you're addicted in some dramatic, out of control way, but because your brain is trying to protect you. It's saying, this is how we cope. This is how we survive. That's not a character flaw. That's brain science. So by the time you realize it's a problem, your brain has already been retrained to believe that alcohol is the solution. And that's why this is so disorienting, because even when your mind knows the truth, your brain still wants the lie. Once alcohol has groomed you, once it's given you relief and created that shortcut to feel better, it doesn't just sit quietly in the background. it starts to take over your identity, just like a cult leader. Cults don't just want your time, they want your mind. They want to tell you who you are, how you feel, and what to believe. And that's what alcohol does too. Think about it. At first, drinking is something you do, but eventually it becomes who you are. You start calling yourself the fun one, or maybe your friends call you the fun one, the party girl, the cool mom, the wine girl. Your entire social world centers around booze. And before long, anything outside of that starts to feel boring or awkward or uncomfortable. People who don't drink, you avoid them. Activities without alcohol, you dread them or skip them entirely. That's not personality, that's isolation. And it's exactly what cults do. They make you believe the outside world doesn't get you anymore. And here's the sneaky part. You think you're choosing alcohol, but at this point, alcohol's choosing for you. It's choosing who you spend your time with, what you say yes to, what you miss out on, what you ignore in your body or your feelings. This is how it becomes a full-blown identity hijack. You don't even know what you like to do anymore that doesn't involve drinking. You don't know how to relax without it. You don't know how to celebrate or socialize or even cook dinner without a glass in your hand because you've been indoctrinated. You've been sold a story. Alcohol is fun. Alcohol is freedom. Alcohol is self-care. And just like a cult, once you start to question it, you feel guilty. You feel like you're losing a part of yourself, like you're an outsider in your own life. But here's what's really happening. You're not losing yourself. You're remembering yourself. You're peeling back the layers of who alcohol told you to be, and you're finding the real version of you underneath. The version that didn't need a drink to belong or relax or feel worthy. And when you finally see that, that's when the grief hits hard, because it's not just about losing alcohol. It's about realizing how much of your life you built around something that was never really you. It feels like you're starting over. And in a way you are, but this time it's real. So let's talk about the bear. You've heard me say it before, and I'll keep saying it because it's one of the most powerful ways to understand what's happening in your brain after you quit drinking. That bear, that's your alcoholic brain. He's massive, he's primal, he's a total jerk. And if you get into a fight with him, you're going to lose. When you get sober, the bear goes into hibernation. He's still there, still alive, still hungry, but he's asleep. And your job is to keep him comfortable. Give him the fluffiest pillow, the fuzziest, warmest blanket, make a little fire for him to sleep next to. Do whatever it takes to keep him asleep. Because here's the deal. The bear does not care how long you've been sober. He doesn't care about your job, your family, your goals, or your promises. He wants one thing: alcohol. And if you start poking that dude with old behaviors like lying or hiding, skipping, using your tools, isolating, romanticizing drinking, if you keep poking that dude with that stuff, he's going to wake up. And you might have a little poke, and at first he's just going to twitch a little bit. You might have a random craving or a moment of temptation, and that's no big deal, right? But keep poking, and he wakes up a little more and he starts growling. Keep poking, and he's going to start to open his eyes. Keep poking, and he's going to get up and he's going to want to be fed. And that's when people relapse, because they woke up the bear and tried to fight him alone. So here's what I want you to hear. Staying sober isn't about willpower. It's about bear management. That's what we're going to call it. That means honesty, connection, routines, tools, daily decisions that keep you in integrity with your recovery. Because the moment you start slipping back into those old patterns, even just mentally, you're poking the bear. And he's patient. He'll wait. And he will win if you invite him back in. So what does it actually look like when you're poking the bear? It's not always as obvious as reaching for a drink. Sometimes it's subtle. It's in the way you start lying, even little white lies, or you skip your routines because you're too busy. You isolate from your support system, or you never even build a support system. It's talking yourself out of journaling or skipping your meeting or ghosting your coach. It's romanticizing alcohol, watching a show and thinking, oh my God, that wine looks so good, instead of reminding yourself of the hangover, the shame, and the spiral. Every one of those actions is a poke. You might not feel it right away, but the bear does. And here's how you stop poking and start healing. One, stay honest. Lying, even about small things, creates shame. Shame feeds the bear. So start telling the truth to yourself, to the people you trust, to your journal. And two, keep your routines sacred. Your routines are not extra, they are essential. Brush your teeth, make your bed, go for the walk, do the journaling, even when you don't want to. These are the behaviors that signal safety to your brain. Number three, don't isolate. The bear loves to have you cornered and alone. He thrives in loneliness. So reach out, send a text, get in the group, turn on the podcast, say the thing you don't want to say. Number four, challenge the fantasy. Romanticizing alcohol is one of the sneakiest pokes. That wine you're imagining, it leads to the same shame spiral every time. So when your brain goes there, meet it with truth. That's not real. That's not peace. That's pain in a pretty glass. 5, be your word. The more you follow through on what you say you're going to do, the more trust you rebuild with yourself. And that trust is the bear's worst enemy. This isn't about being perfect. It's about being consistent. And consistent people keep that bear asleep. So if you're feeling lost right now, if you're grieving alcohol and wondering why this hurts so much, please hear me when I say this. You're not crazy. You're waking up. You're grieving something that once gave you comfort, but at some point it started to take more than it gives. You're grieving the illusion, the escape, the version of you that you thought you needed alcohol to become. And yes, there was a time when alcohol may have helped you survive. It gave you relief. It made the pain go quiet. And that's real. But when it turned on you, when it became the source of the pain, that wasn't your fault. That was the moment it revealed its true nature. It was never your friend. It was your best frenemy, your friend enemy, right? It was your best frenemy, your toxic ex, the cult leader, and your bear. And now you're breaking free. Grief doesn't mean you've made the wrong choice. It means you're finally making the right one, and your nervous system is catching up. Let yourself grieve. Let yourself feel confused. Let yourself miss the lie, because on the other side of that grief is the truth. And the truth is, you don't need alcohol to survive anymore. You don't need it to belong. You don't need it to feel better. You just need time, tools, support, and the commitment to keep the bear asleep one day at a time. You've already done the hardest part. You said goodbye. Now let's walk into your next chapter with clarity and confidence and a willingness to do things differently. If you're feeling confused about why you miss alcohol, now you know it's not just about the drink. It's about the identity you built around it, the relief it gave you when nothing else worked, and the way it weaved itself into your life until you couldn't tell where you ended and it began. Alcohol groomed you. It isolated you, rewired your brain to believe you needed it. And walking away from that isn't just a lifestyle change, it's emotional warfare. But now you have the clarity, you understand the bear, you've seen behind the curtain and you can't unsee it. So what comes next? It's not just better, it's real. You'll sleep better, trust yourself again, build a life that isn't held together by false comfort and lies. You'll laugh more, you'll breathe deeper, feel lighter, because when alcohol is no longer the main character in your life, you get to just be. And if you're ready to take this deeper, if you're tired of guessing and you want real tools, real support, and a real plan, this is what I do. Coaching with me is where we take all of this insight and turn it into lasting change. And it's way easier than you think. You can book a call with me and let's see if I can help you. It's free, it's easy. You can do it in just a couple of clicks at addictionunlimited.com/call. Of course, that's in the show notes too, addictionunlimited.com/call. You don't have to do this alone. So let's get started working together. And don't forget to grab your free copy of the Goodbye Alcohol Healing Journal. This is your space to unpack that grief, understand the emotional roller coaster, and get crystal clear on what you're walking away from and what you're walking into. It's full of powerful prompts to help you get honest and stay grounded and start rebuilding trust with yourself, one little page at a time. And you can download that at addictionunlimited.com/goodbyealcohol. That will be in the show notes as well. I love you guys. I hope you're having a fantastic day, and I will see you next week.
You've reached the end of another great episode of the Addiction Unlimited podcast. Candid and honest conversation about addiction and recovery. Be sure to visit us at addictionunlimited.com to join the conversation and access show notes and links to everything we talked about. Love this episode? Please take 30 seconds to subscribe, rate, and review on iTunes to help us improve and give you the information you want. Thanks for listening. See you next week.